Welcome back to Kilohertz and to the third video of Back to Basics. In this video, I will take an RGB light and connect it to an Arduino and show you how we can make it light in different colors, not just the red, blue, and green. And talk about pulse width modulation and also a couple of more commands in Arduino like the analog write and a special command we're going to be creating as well. Now, as you can see in here, let's move this a little bit. That's an RGB light. Okay, it is very similar to an LED, but you need to think about it as three LEDs into one. If you look at the pins at the bottom in here, the longest one is usually either the positive or the negative. Positive means anode, then negative means a cathode. I tried to find online how to differentiate between them physically without actually connecting them, but I wasn't able to. Everyone, most of the time, they say connect it and find out if it's positive or negative. In my case, I know all the RGBs that I have are all common cathode or negative, common negative lead that they have. And usually the one on the left in here is the red, the one to the right of the cathode is the green, and the blue one is at the end. So let me just zoom in here just to make sure it's clear for everyone as well. Usually this is the cathode or the negative. This is the red. This is the blue, the green, and the last one here is the blue. In some cases, instead of being the negative or the cathode, it is going to be the positive or the anode. Now, when we connect the RGB to the Arduino, we usually connect it to, you can connect it to any of the, let me zoom back out a little bit, perfect. All right, we usually connect it to the digital pins in here. However, some of the digital pins have a tilde next to them, like the 3, the 5, the 6. I will put a picture just to make it clear. Let me just take this out so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, and those are considered to be like the 9, the 10, and the 11 as well are considered to be the pulse width modulation pins on the Arduino. Now, pulse width modulation, I'm going to put a link to Arduino site to go into more details in it. But in retrospect, what do they do is they simulate an analog output by providing different voltage based on the number you select, which is the number between 0 to 255. 0 means 0 voltage, and 255 means 100% voltage, or in the case of Arduino UNO, can be 5.5 volts. And anywhere in between, you can play with the intensity of the light, and if you can light up two colors at the same time, you can produce a different color. For example, if you light up the blue and the red, you can get a purple color. Other way that you can get RGB lights is by getting them on a PCB like this already, with the resistors already attached to the PCB and the pins already identified for you, which makes it a lot easier. And in my case, of course, I ended up connecting one myself and soldered everything to the board in here. Well, let's get to the sketch right now, and we'll take it from there. All right, so this time I've decided to load the sketch beforehand, so I save time. I don't want to make a video that's too long. And all right, so to start off, what we're going to do is we're going to define three variables. The one for every LED within the RGB light. As you can see in here, we're going to connect the red LED to pin 11, the green LED to pin 10, and the blue to pin number 9. So far, it's standard. Same thing for the void setup. In the setup, there's nothing else to do except set the pin mode to each one of those pins to output, because we're going to be seeing the light coming out of the LED is going to be outputting the light. However, this time I'm not going to jump into the loop right away. I want to draw your attention down to a new function that we've created in here, which is called void RGB. So anytime you want to create a function, or if you, let's say, for example, if it's called something here, we call it a function, other places they call it a subroutine, that you can call upon within the void loop, as you can see in here. Is the void loop is asking for something called RGB, which is found right here. As long as you write it the same way, otherwise it's not going to compile. It's gonna, if it's all capitals or all lowercase letters, doesn't matter. So you start the void function that you want by giving it a name, like in here it's called the loop, and you open up two parentheses. However, this time we're introducing integers or variables within that are specific to this function we're going to be using. And it's a variable for every color in the RGB light. What's going on in here, it's going to write the value that we put in here to the variable that we've created on top on the LED, on the RGB LED itself. However, you notice in here this time we're not using digital write, we're using analog write. The reason we're doing this is that's what we talked about before. We're using pulse width modulation pins on the Arduino. You'll see a picture right now on the screen how we connecting, how we connect it using a Fritzig diagram. The difference between analog write and digital write is that the analog write can only send two commands, which is high or low, while the digital write can send the command based, if you're using pulse width modulation, anywhere between 0, as you can see in here, to 255, where 0 means that technically you're sending no voltage whatsoever, or very minimum enough that it's not going to light up the LED. And 255 means 100% intensity, or bright light, or the brightest it can be. So you can also send 50% intensity at 127, and instead of being very bright, it's going to be half bright. And all right, so back to the void RGB. Technically, that's exactly what we're doing in here. We are sending an analog write to the Arduino pin to take the value that we indicate within the void loop for every color. One for the red, one for the green, and one for the blue. All right, so let's go back to the loop. And the loop in here technically is what we're doing is we're calling upon the RGB, and we're telling it run the RGB command where the red in here, because it's the first one, is running at 255. The green is at 0. The blue is at 0. So this means only the red LED is on and you have the red color on. And those three commands are your basic commands to turn on the red, green, and blue. And between each one, of course, we're waiting for 1 second so we can have enough time to view the color itself. Now, here's when the fun part is. If you activate two colors at the same time, for example, high intensity red and high intensity green, we'll get a yellowish color. If you run the red at 80 and the blue at 80, we'll get purple color. Now, and then of course we did the same thing for the aqua, the magenta, and the silver, each one with a different number. I have a link in the description below showing you pointing you out to a site that talks about all those numbers, and if you want, I don't know, the olive color, what are the numbers you need to put in here to get an olive color. Just keep in mind that the RGB we are using is not like high definition, so not all colors are very evident. For example, the purple is perfect, it comes out good. The aqua also comes out good. Yellow, the silver, and the magenta, you have to use your imagination a little bit sometimes to say, oh yeah, it is yellowish in color. Oh yes, it is more silver in color. But that's the way it is. It's those RGBs are meant. Maybe if you cluster them all together, you will see a better vision of what the color is. But certain colors are very, you can identify them right away. Other colors you might have to squint before you. Okay, yeah, I see what you're talking about here. I'm gonna put a picture as well, actually a small video playing on the side showing you the run through the colors as well as we're talking right now. Uh, so that's it for this video. That's pretty much it. Now all you have to do is compile it and upload it to the Arduino and make sure your pins are correct, and your RGB is going to start to light up. In the next video, I will introduce photoresistor, talk about how we can, control lights using a photoresistor. It's quite interesting, actually, this one. And maybe in the video after this, I'll be talking about some potentiometers and how we can, you know, control how the intensity of the light by turning the resistor, or the variable resistor. It's